Hey everybody, it's Rob here. Welcome to my top 10 most recommended builds for the new season starting later today. This is a mix between power level of the builds and how much fun it is to play for casuals and blasters alike. So let's get into it. Coming here at number 10 is the freshly cooked and buffed Ice Shard Sorcerer. You can see here Beliar being blasted in Torment 4, and keep in mind this is the old Torment 4 on the PTR. This is without the main boss power, and Ice Shards is not the strongest Sorc build, but certainly a cool powerhouse. And in general, all the cold Sorc builds have received key passive buffs, they have received aspect buffs, they have received bug fixes. And Ice Shards has been one of the fan favorite builds from all the way on the launch of the season, but it has been a lot on the weaker side. It's a much stronger now, and certainly a cool and fun build to play, and very much capable of doing Torment 4 and everything. By the way, guys, I have planners for all these builds. I'm going to put this below. You can just click here, click on Sorcerer, and then you see here the Ice Shard build, and you can see like all the different stuff here for all the different classes and all the different links here that I recommend. And you can also check out here all the content creators. This one was recorded by Panda. I'll also have all their links to all the videos that I showcase here as well. Next up, coming in at number 9 is another Sorc build. This one here is played from Mekuna. This is no stranger. This is the best Sorc build since 4 seasons, and still the best Sorc build in Season 8. Starting today, we have the Lightning Spear Sorcerer being incredibly strong. Now, this footage here is still with some boss powers, but you can see here, Sorcerer in general moves extremely fast. It's much recommended for, like, you know, even if you're just like starting out as a more casual player, Lightning Spear is crazy strong. It auto-aims everything, and stuff melts very quickly here. There is also a bit of an overpower snapshot you can do, however, you do not have to do this. This build's gonna crush D4. They have improved the aim of the build. Like, it's easier to hit targets close to you. So it's also gonna be much better for bossing than it used to be. That's usually, you know, the Arch Nemesis, the Kryptonite of the Sorc, that it has problems bossing. It's still not completely fixed, but it has gotten a lot better. Also, you have these blisters here that are gonna help a lot with the Lightning Spears, because you do more damage when there's more monsters. So Sorcerer eating pretty good here. Then coming in at number 8 here is from Eyeballer Up. This is the strongest Druid build and the only Druid build that I recommend in this tier list, and this is the Petrify Cataclysm Druid, basically. Just Cataclysm Druid here. That's doing this big storm that you know, that's coming from the sky. It permanently overpowers. They did adjust some of the snapshots, so you don't have to do like all the crazy snapshots, but you have to do the snapshots much more frequently now. And in general, guys, this is the only Druid build on this list, because Druid does not really have that much exciting stuff going on. There is a couple buffs to Stone Burst Druid that also overpowers now, but it does not really come up to this Lightning Druid here that is blasting and still permanently overpower. But you have to overpower snapshot on every Cataclysm cast, so this is a bit more of a try-hard build. If you are like a more casual player, I do not recommend Druid to start with Druid, but you can still play Druid. You're still gonna have fun on it. But this is a bit more of an advanced build, and I just wanted to have one of each class in this tier list. So that is the number 8 spot here. Coming in at number 7, this is the strongest rogue build. This is the Death Trap Rogue. This is some footage from the current season. Again, you can see it below. Obviously, this is going to change a bit, but they have buffed the Death Trap on the PTR. It has a pretty insane scaling, also with some of the new boss powers. It's working very well. You basically pull the enemies, you move, you do tremendous damage, you have multiplicative scaling with various stuff. They have brought this build a little down from how powerful it was on the PTR. However, this still remains a solid S tier build. And obviously for leveling, guys, you can always play the Spin to Win Rogue. The Dance of Knife is going to also be super good for you here. Then next up here, we have on number 6, this is going to be one of the builds that I'm most looking forward to play. This is the Storm Feather Evade Spiritborn. Spiritborn got a new item that basically creates this like firestorm around you. You can see this fire here that is like basically around the character. It's like a bit hard to see, but you can see here the fire. And you combine this with the Evade Spiritborn. Some of you might also remember this as the Flash Spiritborn. This is like one of the fastest builds in the entire game. Basically, you can also do this with teleport, and now it has been added with Storm Feather, picking up, adding an extra Firestorm, and also scaling with all your Storm Feather potency here. And this might not be the highest like pit pushing build of all, but this is certainly a very good speed farm build if you want to farm Paragons or Obolds or pretty much anything in the game but high pits. This build easily crushes T4. Keep in mind, this is PTR footage, and we were not being carried by the boss powers here. And the Torment 4 difficulty has been adjusted down, so it's going to even do more damage than what you see here. And you can easily one-shot packs in the new Torment 4 and getting a bit of a boost from those boss powers as well. You're also going to get a lot of cooldown reduction from one of the evade boss power, making this more accessible to have this perma evade, just like in the good days in Season 6. Then next up, we have the second and probably the most strongest Spiritborn build. This is the Quill Volley Ashava Spiritborn here. This was PTR footage, and the Ashava power has been buffed since, and you can see here, we're kind of hitting here for tens of trillions of damage on every of this Ashava poison that you see here, 12 trillion, and basically are able to blast down like packs on Pit 100, which used to be super hard on the PTR here, in just a few hits. We have seen some nerfs and some rescaling to these powers, so it's a bit of a wildcard. We don't know for sure how strong this build will be, and you also need to have the Ashava boss power. So I always recommend you start with the more like evade Spiritborn with like the feathers, or you can already play Quill Volley without poison, and then once you beat the Ashava boss and get the Ashava boss power, you can make use of this incredible poison and hit enemies for up to tens of trillions of damage. Hopefully, we'll see how much this is adjusted. We don't really have the exact numbers, unfortunately, from Blizzard, but still pretty strong build here. Next on the list here, my friends, is one of the Barb builds, and this is the Spin to Win Whirlwind Barb. This is PTR footage, completely without boss powers, and they have buffed it since this footage again, and they've also nerfed Torment 4. So the Barb is going to be pretty solid. I don't think pure Whirlwind is going to be S tier because the single target remains somewhat of an issue on this build, unfortunately. It has been gotten a lot better. They have buffed the Gores, they have buffed the Whirlwind directly. However, there seems to be like not the best synergy between the Gores and the new bleed stuff that they've added, in my opinion. So it's still a very solid T4 build, but for highest pit pushing, especially, let's say, a single target on pit 110, Whirlwind Barb is going to struggle a bit. However, this is a very strong starter because you can just basically get the new Whirlwind bleed power with like one skill point, and you already get like 170% weapon damage on every Whirlwind tick. And again, they buffed it tremendously. They buffed Gores, they buffed the core Whirlwind, and you see I'm playing here without boss powers, and this Torment difficulty again is getting brought down. We're pretty sure we're gonna be one-shotting the packs with Whirlwind on Torment 4, even though here it takes a couple ticks. But we're looking to get like about triple, quadruple damage from this one. Next, we have another cool Barbarian build here on the list, coming in at number 3. This is the Double Swing Barbarian, also tremendously buffed. You can see here like how it's like chopping through the enemies. Also, this one gets a double buff, and the Torment gets nerfed here. This is also a very strong leveling build that you can play. And you basically just zap, 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 very high attack speed, and zap the packs down. The only thing I don't really like so much about this one is that you have, like very small area of effect with your double swing. However, there's some cool combinations you can do. You can always stun with some boss powers. I'm going to have the planners below. And you can also, if you stun with double swing, you also get your fury back because they've reduced the fury cost. You now get back way more fury than you even spend. So this is going to basically how we like fully prevent from our fury ever going down. And there's also certain mechanics that enable the overpower. Again, you can see everything in the planner. Pretty strong build. One honorable mention on Barb is also Mighty Throw. However, Mighty Throw, and this is probably the best Barb build, I don't really recommend for a more casual player because Mighty Throw is not good for farming. You have to follow a bit of a rotation on Mighty Throw to do really a big damage, and that is like not the most recommended and also not the most fun playstyle on Barb, in my opinion. That's why I recommend Whirlwind or Double Swing over that build. Next up here, we have the Necromancers coming in here as the best build of last season, and still almost the best or the best build of this season is the Blood Wave Necro, the old meta. This one is a PTR clear here, and this one has been buffed since this clear. They have increased the damage of the Blood Wave, and this already was one of the highest clears on the PTR. You can see here hitting for up to 3 trillion damage per tick, and there's like a ton of ticks of this Blood Wave. Still going completely crazy, and super strong build. You have crazy scaling with overpower in general, and just, you know, like an old build that is still super strong. But then if you really want to play Necro, you can also play minions, but the strongest build, or potentially competing with Blood Wave here, is looking a bit similar, but you're actually throwing Bone Spears. This is like the Blood Spear Necromancer. You catch the enemies in your Bone Prism, and then you can shoot them, dealing pretty decent damage here, and always overpowering. You can see here, already hitting for hundreds of billions, and they have had many bug fixes in the recent patch notes. So this is only getting better from what you see here, and there's been like a ton of these bug fixes going on that's making the build even stronger. This was like 130, and this is gonna go up and up and up. Again, the planners are all gonna be here, so they're all gonna be linked below. And we also have the full list here in the sheet. I also have my full tier list. So this is not a pure power ranking, like I said earlier. This is also like a bit quality of life, maybe with the exception of the Druid. All these builds are like very viable also for a more casual player. You know, if you're just a casual player, I don't recommend Druid. There's a ton of cool builds to play. And in general, guys, in my tier list here that I have a separate video about, every build that is B tier and above, you can do anything in the game with, for sure. Like, you can like comfortable finish T4, you can comfortable finish the season journey, and just have a lot of fun. So season is gonna be looking good, guys. I'm looking forward to play the Barbarian, and I'm looking forward to be playing the Spiritborn. Those will probably will be my 2 choices for the season. I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm very excited about Spiritborn because there's so much new stuff, and it's kind of a bit of a wild card. Like, it might be very good, it might not be so good. We will have to see what Blizzard has been cooking up with the final power of the boss powers. But certainly a lot of cool mechanics on the Spiritborn. And then obviously Barb, Spin to Win is still here. I think it's going to be pretty decent. It's probably not going to be the best pit pusher, but it's going to be a decent speed farm build. And we have the Guts Berserk Transmog drop here in May. So we'll definitely also be looking and rocking the Spin to Win Barb. I hope you have a great season start, guys. I'm going to have another video coming out in a few hours exactly talking about my class, my plans, what I'm going to do and when. So stay tuned for that here on this YouTube channel. Take care, my friends. Good luck in the season, and I'll see you live on stream. We'll be live for, I think, like 24/7 for like a week or so. We're going to be having the Twitch drops here online and everything on Twitch. So stay tuned. Say hi. We'll also be streaming live on YouTube, and I'll see you there. GG. Good luck. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.